For the low back, we're going to be focused on the quadratus lumborum and the rector spinae. You can see the quadratus lumborum connects from the bottom rib to the ilium as well as each of the vertebrae. Using 2 lacrosse balls, we're going to focus on the more medial part first, with the lacrosse balls touching. Then we will work our way towards the sides. Laying on the ground, place 2 lacrosse balls touching underneath the low back. Bend your knees and allow yourself to relax in the position. Once the balls are in place, create a pelvic tilt by squeezing your core firm. Then, moving in the opposite direction, press the tailbone into the floor. There should be a slow and controlled movement. Perform 7 to 10 repetitions with the lacrosse balls in the first position. Then, move them out towards the sides. Again, contract firmly with the core, which should press your back into the lacrosse balls. Then, move the opposite direction and press the tailbone down into the floor to create a contraction of the low back muscles. To get even more intensity in the low back, we will place the ball in the low back muscle tissue and then roll onto the ball. To get even more intensity, we're going to work one side of the low back. Place the lacrosse ball under one side and then roll onto the ball. Create a contraction, bringing the knee towards the chest and then extending all the way down to a full relaxation. Remember to keep the chest open towards the ceiling while you create the contraction. Instead of rolling forward, make sure you keep your chest pointed towards the ceiling. Again, perform this contraction sequence 7 to 10 times and then move on to the next tender area. The psoas muscle is also known as the hip flexor. This muscle goes from your lowest rib and each lumbar vertebrae all the way down to the femur. When this muscle gets tight, it's difficult to fully extend when standing out of a chair. This muscle is best released by using a massage stick and focusing on your diaphragmatic breathing. Laying down, we're going to warm up the tissue by rubbing around the obliques between the ribs and the hip. This tissue should get warmed up and you should relax, allowing your fingers to depress into the stomach. We're going to use the massage stick and create pressure midway between the ribs and hips and halfway from the belly button to the side. Take a big diaphragmatic breath in, and as you breathe out, relax and pull the massage stick into the psoas muscle. Hold the pressure and pin that muscle while you try to breathe in through your diaphragm. When you've taken a full breath, release the pressure of the massage stick and relax your breath. Without pressure, take another big breath in and relax. As you relax, push pressure back down into the psoas with the massage stick. Without releasing that pressure, take a big breath, slow and controlled. Once the breath has come all the way in, relax the pressure and relax your breath. Again, breathe in as deep as you can. Relax, apply the pressure, then breathe in, maintaining that pressure. Release the pressure from the massage stick, relaxing your breath. Complete 2 more rounds. Compress the psoas muscle and hold. Take a big breath, maintaining pressure as deep as you possibly can. When you've gotten a full breath, relax and breathe out. Last one. Take a big breath. As you breathe out, press down into the muscle tissue and hold. Take a big breath this time. Hold your breath at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now, do the same thing on the other side. To help increase shoulder range of motion, we need to think about the muscles that constrict your movement. The first muscle we will focus on is called the rhomboid. You have a major and a minor. Commonly, these muscles are overstretched due to a forward rolled posture. Because of this, the muscles engage something that's called a muscle spindle. These act as safety cables to try to stop your shoulders from moving too far forward. We will work with a lacrosse ball through these points between the shoulder blade and spine to help release those safety cables. When done correctly, the shoulder blade should improve range of motion. You will need a lacrosse ball in a tube sock. Place the lacrosse ball between the shoulder blade and spine. You are trying to locate the area that is most tender. When you have found that point, continue to add pressure, leaning back against the ball. You can increase intensity by stepping further away from the wall and leaning harder into the ball. When you find a tender spot, perform a contract and relax sequence, pulling the shoulder blade down and back into the ball and then fully relax. Contract and relax 7 to 10 times, then move on to another tender spot and repeat. Next, we're going to focus on the shoulder joint, or the ball and socket. What's not commonly known is that your rotator cuff is actually made up of 4 different muscles. Here we're going to be looking at 2 of them. The infraspinatus is located by finding the bony attachment on the superior part of the shoulder blade. When you have located that, we will be working just below it on the shoulder blade. After we work the infraspinatus, we will move to the teres major and minor. These muscles are found at the bottom of the armpit on the back side. We will be using the lacrosse ball in a tube sock once again. Focus on the muscle just below the bone of the shoulder blade that makes up the back side of the armpit. Lean against the wall, creating pressure into the back of the armpit. You can create greater intensity in the muscle tissue by internally and externally rotating the arm. An additional way to increase intensity is by stepping out further away from the wall. With the added pressure, continue with internal and external rotation. When complete, move into overhead range of motion while continuing to press into the wall. Raise the arm towards the ceiling in a range of motion that works for you and return to a relaxed position. Remember to repeat this process anywhere throughout the back side of the shoulder blade, working each trigger point until it releases. The outermost cap of the shoulder is known as the deltoid. The deltoid is made up of anterior, intermediate, and posterior positions. We will be working through each of these in order to help increase the range of motion. Once again, using a lacrosse ball and a tube sock, we will work through the posterior, intermediate, and anterior portions of the deltoid, leaning against the wall to apply pressure into the muscle tissue. Then, squeeze the arm against the wall to create a contraction followed by a full relaxation. Again, you're going to press your arm into the wall and then fully relax. Once you've completed 7 to 10 repetitions on the back, move to the middle portion of the shoulder, repeating the process of contracting and relaxing. The contraction should press the elbow directly into the wall. Move the ball to the anterior portion when you have finished in the middle. Create the same squeeze, pressing the arm forward into the wall and then fully relaxing. We are going to work on the number 1 muscle tear in the rotator cuff, the supraspinatus. This muscle, when strained, actually creates pain on the outside of the shoulder blade, making it virtually impossible to abduct your arm through its full range of motion. Notice, this muscle lies just above the bony part on top of the shoulder. This is how we will locate the muscle. Using the massage stick, we're going to locate the muscle just above the bone of the shoulder blade. Once located, we're going to pull the massage stick down into that muscle. There should only be a slight amount of pressure leaning against the wall. Once you have located it, you will know if you try to pull the arm out to the side. That muscle will contract underneath the tension. Be sure to get a full relaxation. Notice my right hand is pulling the massage stick down into the left supraspinatus. Repeat this 7 to 10 times. The final muscle of the rotator cuff is the subscapularis. We will also be working the serratus anterior during this time. You can see the subscapularis is connected to the shoulder blade, but between the ribs and shoulder blade, making it difficult to access. The serratus anterior connects to the ribs and also the vertebral border of the same part of the shoulder blade. So let's work these simultaneously. Using the massage stick against the wall, we're going to press it directly into the side of the ribs just in front of the shoulder blade. Maintaining that pressure, you can rotate the arm or raise the arm up in the air, allowing the serratus anterior and subscapularis to press into the massage stick. Perform these actions 7 to 10 times in a spot and move on to additional tender spots as needed. The pec major originates from the clavicle through the sternum and then inserts outside on the humerus. The pec minor inserts from the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rib up to the acromion process. When these two muscles are over-facilitated, they pull the shoulders forward. So let's take a look at how to release these muscles, enabling you to pull your shoulders down and back to the appropriate alignment. We're going to work with the massage stick against the wall, pressing the end of the massage stick directly into the belly of the pec minor muscle. The focus here is to work through the pec major and pull your shoulders backwards, stretching the pec minor. When you have done 7 to 10 repetitions, pulling the shoulders down and back, you will begin to extend your arm overhead, allowing the muscle to roll underneath the pressure of the massage stick. Perform 7 to 10 more repetitions through this range of motion. Always remember to perform these exercises on both sides to ensure equal release. Oftentimes, I have clients come to me and say that they feel like they have ribs that are out. This is caused by muscles creating undue tension on the ribs and vertebrae. The first muscles to focus on when we do our work is the latissimus dorsi. This muscle originates from the bottom 6 thoracic vertebrae to the sacrum, then spans past the lower 3 to 4 ribs and inserts in the humerus. Start with a foam roller placed on the thoracic spine. You're going to begin by pressing your elbow up to the ceiling and then dropping down to the floor. I like to imagine holding a tray on my elbows that I'm pushing to the ceiling and then relaxing to the floor. Repeat this for 7 to 10 repetitions and then move on to overhead extension. While on the thoracic spine, starting with your palms towards the knees and arms straight, extend the arms overhead, pointing your thumbs towards the floor. To intensify each side, simply roll over onto one side. Try to relax in the tender points. Complete 7 to 10 repetitions with a foam roller in 3 different parts of the ribs. Now we're going to work the erector spinae and transverso spinalis. These muscles line your vertebrae on both sides. The erector spinae is deep, yet even deeper are the multifidus and semispinalis. The deepest muscles connected to the vertebrae are the rotatories and in the low back, the intertransversarii. Start with 2 lacrosse balls and place them by the neck. The lacrosse balls should be touching as you begin to roll your body up, forcing the lacrosse balls down your spine. Do this slowly. You should only press further if you can fully tolerate your body pressure on top of the lacrosse balls. It could take anywhere from 30 seconds to 1 minute before that muscle relaxes. Then you can press with the lacrosse balls down a little bit further. You may need to work gradually through this because your muscle will be so tender you can't tolerate all of your body weight's pressure into the lacrosse balls. In order to create a greater release, do not rush this. It should take cumulatively close to 15 minutes to work your way down the entire spine.
Now our first round is just a warm-up and brain connection to the muscle. So we're going to be slow and intentional to squeeze the butt, the belly, and your back. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. 3, 2, 1. Three, two, one. 3, 2, 1. Three, two, one. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. Way to finish round 1. Now, for round 2, we're going to increase our heart rate. So our focus is to keep your resistance light, but we want high repetitions, okay? So a little bit easier on resistance, but more movement, okay? We're really gonna increase that heart rate and get you moving. Enjoy this break, try to get some nice deep breaths in, and prepare for round 2. Three, 2, 1. 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 2, 1. Three, two, one. 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 Fantastic work. That is awesome. Okay, we're going to move into round 3. While you rest, I want to explain this a little bit. We're going to be focusing on building strength. In order to build strength, we really need to challenge the muscle tissue. So we're going to go heavier resistance with fewer repetitions. So it should be really hard to even just complete one repetition. So choke up on those bands, make this really difficult. Enjoy the rest of your rest, and then we will get started here in a bit. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Three, two, one. Three, two, one. 3, 2, 1. Three, two, one. 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 2, 1. Awesome job getting through round 3. Round 4 is what we call killer cardio. This means we're going to increase our resistance just a little bit, but also increase our repetitions. So I want good resistance, high repetitions. You're going to be moving just as fast as you can with really solid form, and do your absolute best each and every exercise. Three, 2, 1. 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 2, 1. Three, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1. Hey, very good work, everyone. So appreciate you being here. Remember, if you have not, please do hit the little red subscribe button right down below. We are providing all of these workouts completely free of charge. So that way you can get better, because our mission at Better Body Movement is to create a pain-free world. And the best way to do that is to put information out for others to glean from and begin to change the way that they live. Remember, if you move well, you live well. I hope you have a fantastic day.